All right, this is a special episode, so I want to do a special opening, a special content warning for this. So I brought in a guest. I brought in Bryce's girlfriend to help do it. Come here, scoot in closer. Alice, I need you to tell them the kids shouldn't watch this show.
Kids, please don't watch this show. Even I'm scared to watch it.
Start it. Hey there, y'all. Put on your favorite song from the Sgt. Pepper's album. It's a special Valentine's Day episode here on the DYHAT, Yeah. With me, Derek.
And it's Bryce.
Oh, get ready for a romantic episode today where we talk about everything.
Just
and everything in between.
Just talk about everything.
Everything.
We hold
the
nothing
birds,
back.
The bees. Sometimes you get ants in there, it depends.
Whoa, it's getting weird.
Don't kink shame.
That's not. Well, if it's a different species, then we're like, all right, we should probably talk about this before the week gets out of hand.
Hey, people fuck other animals.
That's not okay.
Wait, what if the animal's cool with it?
They can't.
How do
cool
you know?
with it.
How do you know? What if they walk over and
they can't? There isn't a way for them to give consent. They're an animal.
They can write it in the ground with their paws.
Okay, before we start the podcast, we put this on record. We do not promote any sort of bestiality. This is a weird way to start.
Except when the beast consents.
There's no. They can't consent.
Why can't they?
They're
Animals
an animal.
have rights too.
They have rights. Yes, they have rights, but they don't. Okay. Why am I defending myself right now?
Because I have no clue, but it's so funny. Bryce asked me if I had a way to open this, and I completely flubbed it, but I love where it's going.
Hey guys, welcome to Did You Hear About This? It's a podcast about stories. I'm Bryce.
We've already done the introductions with my awesome introduction. We can't do two introductions.
And that's Derek.
No, it's not.
And just a reminder, guys,
I'm going to be known this episode as the Love Doctor.
Oh, God, I hate this already. This is a podcast about stories. We're not reporters. We're not historians. We're two guys who like stories. And sometimes we mess things up.
And
that's
love.
Fine. And love. We love stories and love. All right. So,
I feel like I'm too high in this chair. All right.
Okay. We'll leave that in.
I couldn't feel the love from up there. I had to get lower down.
Too
to
high
love.
for love.
Exactly.
Let's just jump right into the first one.
Sure.
Hey, Derek.
No.
Did you?
No, you didn't say it right. That's not my name right now.
Hey, Love Doctor.
Hey, what's up?
Did you hear about this?
Depends.
Did you hear about Constantine Relu? Relu, yeah.
Maybe.
It's R-E-L-I-U.
R-E-L-I-U.
Relu.
I would go with Relu.
Well, I'm going to call him Constantine this entire time because it's his name. Constantine Relu was a man living in Romania. He had a wife and daughter. Then Constantine learned that his wife was unfaithful in their marriage.
Oh, that's not loving at all.
That's not love. So Constantine decided he was done. He was going to leave them and start a new life in Turkey. He cut ties with not just his wife and daughter, but his entire family. His family didn't hear from him for 20 years.
Okay.
If you're wondering how recent this was, in 1999.
Well, that's before major social media took off.
It's going to get very recent.
Well, yeah, 20 years.
Yeah, because 1999 was roughly shortly after he left.
Okay.
Because there was a 7.6 magnitude earthquake in Turkey that killed 17,000 people.
Shit.
Yeah. He was injured in the earthquake, but he survived. His family, knowing he went to Turkey, thought he died because they didn't hear about him for 20 years.
That's understandable.
So they thought he was dead. So in 2016, his wife wanted to remarry, but she couldn't end her marriage with Constantine without his consent because he couldn't contact them at all.
Isn't it a thing if he's presumed dead, can't you just?
Yeah, but they didn't have an official death thing because they never found his body.
You'd have to prove that he's dead at that point.
So thinking he was dead, she filed for his death certificate, and the Romanian government looked into his whereabouts, and they found nothing. even though he was still living in Turkey. So in May of 2016, he was declared dead. He was with his death year being 2003, the year his passport expired.
Okay.
Constantine, meanwhile, was too busy working as a chef in Turkey to attend his own funeral. He's still super alive, still doing his stuff.
Not only that, he's a chef.
Yeah.
So that means he at least he has a job. That means they could have looked for his name, be like, well, I imagine there's like a government thing that keeps track of where people work.
Yeah.
Maybe not in Turkey.
I'm not sure about in Turkey, but it's going to come up because he was unaware of his death record until 2 years later, in 2018, when he was deported from Turkey to Romania because his residence papers expired.
Okay.
He was found with expired ones. They kicked him out.
Yeah.
When he arrived in Romania, he was met by a confused border patrol informing he was dead.
How far is Turkey from Romania? Are they near each other, or are they like?
I think it's a couple countries over.
Okay, well,
because he had to fly in.
I could see that then, because they don't use the same government system, so they probably didn't bother to check with each other.
Yeah,
I could see that.
So his fingerprints matched the ones on record,
obviously,
but they weren't convinced. Like, you look like him, your same fingerprints as him. Nah.
Got to check the dental records.
So they sent him to prison for a month.
What?
He spent a month in a detention center
for fraud. You're not the real him. Get out of here.
Yeah, so he spent a month in a detention center. Then after a month, he went through extensive testing to figure out if he was who he said he was.
What though?
His test included measuring the portions of his face to compare it to his old passport photo.
All right.
And quizzing him on his home city.
All right.
So you say you're from Orlando.
I'm not. Fuck that.
What's an orange?
Well, he's been gone for 20 years.
Yeah.
A lot changes in 20 years. He probably knows nothing about where he lives unless they ask him questions that pertain to when he lived there.
Yeah, that's the only way they could do that.
Yeah.
After 6 hours of testing.
Jesus.
They let him go. They're like, all right, that's good enough. You can go. But they didn't, like, reinstate his stuff.
He's a dead man walking.
Yeah, he's a dead man walking. After he left, he went and saw his family. Not his, like, wife and kids, but he went and saw his, like, mother.
Yeah, his immediate family.
And when he saw his mother, she went into shock and was hospitalized for 3 days.
Well, not to rude. If you thought somebody was pretty much dead for almost 20 years, or dead via 2003 to 2016, you'd be pretty shocked.
Yeah.
That's like seeing ghosts at that point.
Yeah.
That freaked me out. I imagine she was very happy afterwards.
Yeah.
Once she woke back. You think, okay, she was in the hospital for 3 days. You think she fell out, woke up like a day and a half later? He's just sitting there like, I'm still here. And then she fast right back out.
She's like, I'm dead, aren't I?
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm seeing you, I have to be. The next couple of months were very tough for Constantine because, in the eyes of the law, he was still dead. Without a working social security number, he couldn't get a work permit. So he couldn't get a job.
True.
That also prevented many doctors from able to see him for his diabetes.
Oh, shit. That's not good.
Yeah. So he collected his water from drinking fountains. He smoked discarded cigarette butts he found on the ground.
You think he just quit at that point? You think you're trying to just go cold turkey? Like, I need to save some money. Maybe cigarettes every day aren't the thing.
So after a couple months, he's like, I have to reverse the death declaration. Mm-hmm. So he went to court. He got some bad legal advice. That was like, just go to court. It's same to you. It's fine. Just go. So he went to a court, not the same court that declared him dead. He went to a different one.
All right.
And
the court of the living.
They went and so stupid. You're so stupid. You made me so mad. And they didn't look into the law like around death declaration at all before they went in. So he went in and he tried in court and he lost.
How do you lose?
There was
how do you tell somebody like, nah, you lost, you're still dead?
So they went to a different court to do it. So they didn't have the actual declaration. They weren't the ones that issued it. Mm-hmm. So they have to go off of what the law is.
Okay.
And the law is there's a maximum 2 years to reverse a death declaration. It's like 2 years and 6 months.
So wait, but what does that mean? Does that mean he's just a dead guy who can't do anything?
Yeah. So at this point,
can he just leave the country at that point? I guess
he can't. Yeah, you have papers to leave like countries, dude.
How do you?
You need a passport. It's expired.
Do they give you just another identity? Like, this guy died a year ago. You can be this guy now.
That happened. I was researching this one. A similar story happened. Not as recent as this one. Mm-hmm. But it happened to a guy in the United States. Mm-hmm.
It was Tom Hanks, wasn't it?
It was actually weird enough. He was from Ohio, and he left his wife and stuff, and he moved to a different state, and he was working there for years. And she had somebody who's like, all right, he's been gone for like, I don't know where he is, can't get a hold of him, nobody can get a hold of him.
He's dead.
He's dead. So he declared him dead.
All right.
And then he tried to go back to Ohio to visit family, and to get a new license. Mm-hmm. And they're like, dude, you're dead.
Dead men can't have licenses.
So
license eyes.
License I
think it's licenses still.
I think so. Yeah. So he went through like this big ordeal, and they had to get him a new social security number. So he's technically two people.
That's funny.
And if you're wondering, his old one is still dead. he's both dead and alive. He's undead.
I remember I knew a guy in my old school who somehow had there was apparently like a mix-up, or at least he claimed to have there was a mix-up, and him and another person had the same social security numbers somehow. And apparently he had to go and this is high school, so he had to go to like downtown and have them fix it and give him a new social security. Mm-hmm. Apparently they had to give the other guy a new one too, because they're like, you both can't have it because you both know it. So they gave him supposedly two different ones. Don't know how true that story is, but he seemed really upset about it when he found out.
Similar thing. When I was in high school, I told everyone Tony Hawk was my uncle.
Why?
Because people lie.
I'm sorry, Bryce. I didn't lie in high school. People don't love people that lie.
That's a true story.
Why? I do. You don't even look anything like Tony Hawk.
I wasn't high school. It was elementary school.
All right, that's better. I guess.
I was like 10 or something, and I told this kid like Tony Hawk was my uncle, and he's like, "Seriously, can you give me stuff?" He like believed me fully.
At least you didn't claim that your uncle worked at Nintendo.
I have the new game, I swear.
Such is going to be in the new Smash Brothers. I know it. It's going to be happening soon. All right, continue.
Minecraft Steve. It's going to be.
He's going to be in there somewhere. Fighters Pass 2's coming out.
Yeah.
He's got to be in there somewhere. They got Banjo.
Yeah, they got Banjo.
They got to get, because everybody's like Master Chief. Like, no, Steve from Minecraft. It works better. He's cartoony. It works. Yeah. Anyways. This guy waited too long. By 6 months.
6 months, like roughly 6 months.
That's how many days is that? 30 times 6. 12.
6, 12, 18, 180.
No,
that's a half of 360 is 180.
Oh, maybe. All right. Yeah. Anyways, a couple days.
Yeah, so he missed it by like a couple months.
He's that whole Blockbuster thing again. You got to pay that fee. You're too late.
So he got worldwide coverage of the story. Like, we heard about it in the United States.
Fuck, I didn't. Did you hear about it, Bryce?
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you the story.
No, you researched this. Did you hear about it when it happened in 2016?
No, I didn't.
Because it doesn't matter. Because this is America. They don't worry about shit going on.
Oh, no, you're Turkey. Dead. So is everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Look outside.
We're all dying slowly.
So a lawyer offered to help Constantine on his case, like pro bono. When asked about the upcoming case, he said, I'm going to quote him right here. I have had a few lawyers come, and there is a lawyer from Bucharest that is advising me now, but I'd rather be judged in the Ivory Coast or anywhere in Africa rather than in Barled, because it's completely corrupt here.
Okay.
Because he's pissed because he can't live.
But it's so weird because it's like, okay, if it's corrupt, I imagine it's probably like a money thing. Something probably.
He's swearing people like there's. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up the story real quick and then have a bunch of quotes from him. Okay, and we're spending a lot of time with these quotes because it gets crazy.
Okay.
With the help of the new lawyer, Constantine won the case, and a declaration was overturned. There's also a new thing put in place so this doesn't happen again. This story is very interesting. I have about 4 paragraphs of him ranting about his ex-wife. Do you want to hear about this? Because it gets crazy, dude.
Nothing screams love like ranting about your ex-wife.
Dude. Yeah.
We picked the best topic for Valentine's Day.
Honestly, all the stories I have written down is the one most about love.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
Bryce is taking a drink of his water. Some would say he loves his water.
It's not water.
What are you drinking?
Whoever wants to pay us, that's what I'm drinking.
That smells so... It's like Dr. Pepper or something.
No. I think you've had it before. Anyways, you want to hear him rant about his wife for
Let's
4 paragraphs?
do those rants.
It gets crazy real quick.
All right, do it.
Okay. Constantine said that his marriage was an unhappy marriage with infidelity on both sides. He said that every year his wife and him were together, him and his wife would go before a relic of Saint Parashiva and swear their loyalty to each other.
Okay.
On their last trip there, their car flipped, and Constantine took it as a sign from God that his wife was unfaithful.
I'm sorry.
That was a summary of like his general thing. I'm gonna get into some direct quotes now.
Okay.
It's gonna get very insane.
Okay.
She cheated on me with so many men, an army colonel, a major. She turned my house into a brothel. Anyone who wanted to come to my house and engage in Olympic sex. I have at least 100 witnesses that can testify about that. Not only that...
It's just a fucking line going out of the house.
Not only that, but she killed 8 or 9 of her own babies.
Fuck. That's an extreme
This is like...
quote.
He's still in like the courthouse during this interview.
It's one of those things that, like, when you see in movies, when they're yelling and they walk into the middle and they start yelling at the judge about shit.
Yeah, it's every time. Okay, keep going with the quote. Every time she would get pregnant, she would lift heavy weights so she would abort the baby.
Damn.
She had 2 abortions prior to the birth of our daughter, then another abortion immediately after.
Damn.
She did the abortion herself and threw the embryo in the toilet next to her house. Makes me think, why is the toilet next to their house?
Don't it's
This is 20.
It's from Romania or wherever.
This is still like 2016. Anyways,
They have toilets outside. Don't judge them.
another is buried at my parents' house behind the toilet there. Again, the toilet outside.
Maybe it's an outhouse.
And then the last bit just makes me really confused. And another is buried in a vineyard. How the fuck did you get into a vineyard?
You can walk in the vineyards.
Just like
They do tours.
that seems you went really far. If you're just gonna throw the one down the toilet.
I bet those grapes taste delicious.
I don't. Okay. Okay.
That's good fertilizer right there.
So, okay. Hypothetically, say she did this. I don't think she did, but anyway, she did this, right? It said he said himself. She aborted herself and threw the embryo in the toilet.
One in the toilet, one in the grass.
Buried it behind the toilet.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's slowly getting more respect.
There's a burial just underneath the shitter.
And okay, threw one in the toilet. I'm gonna take this one all the way to a vineyard.
Well, the vineyard might have been close by. We have vineyards nearby us.
We do.
Yeah. Well,
we should go to. I found, dude, like yesterday, the day before, I realized there's a like a butterfly thing next to my house.
Like a garden?
Yeah, butterfly garden.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like butterfly gardens.
Anyways, back to him ranting about
They're
his wife.
very lovely.
Yes. Hey, here's some date advice. I know we're in the middle of this guy ranting about his ex-wife. But here's some date
ex-wife
advice.
aborting babies and burying them.
On a first date, don't go to a movie, don't go to a show. You can't talk, you can't interact. Do an activity like mini golf is great. Go to a butterfly sanctuary or whatever. Do stuff.
Well, that's the essential point of a. Well, that's like when you have a first date and you don't know each other. Yeah. That's the reason why people go to movies, so they have something they can talk about later, but not talk during the actual event. Now, if you know each other for a while,
yeah,
and you want to go on a first date, then that makes sense because you already know you like each other. The whole point of the movie thing is so it's like, well, we won't have anything in common. Well, at least I'll get a movie out of it, type of deal. Anyways,
let me put it this way:
don't talk. You're horrible at talking. Just shut up and listen. Here's some advice. It's not about you. You're supposed to listen. Listen to your significant other.
Your damn mouth and listen. Both of you. Neither one of you should be talking. Listening to the other person what they're doing.
Do Morse code with your eyes. Just blink.
If you could hear someone blinking, I don't want to talk to that person anymore.
Morse code. You can just look at it.
But I just thought about that because I've heard. You ever hear someone blink?
Yeah, it's weird.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyways, she is a hermaphrodite.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. With a pair of testicles and a clitoris that's something like 4 to 5 centimeters long.
Well, actually, no, that's not true. Hermaphrodites can still produce children. It depends on if they have the reproductive organs.
Yeah.
Because I remember that was a thing in a show I watched once. Anyways.
Because,
but
because there was a fusion between her male and female hormones, she would behave like a man one week and woman the next. All the doctors I met confirmed this diagnosis, and that she hated children because of the fusion of her hormones.
He's burying the shit out of her.
Yeah.
He does not like this lady.
If you're wondering,
how long were they married?
They were not. His ex-wife and their daughter aren't in Romania anymore. She were married to a guy and is currently in Italy. Okay, according to when I looked this up, and they couldn't get a hold of her either. She's probably dead.
She'll come back. No, you waited too many years. It's been 2 years and 7 months.
Let's go a little bit more crazy. She was casting spells.
Oh, fuck. That's just stupid. The worst part is the way you're just saying it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's in the courthouse. It just sounds like the ramblings of a madman.
Yeah.
Who just went. He's like, oh well, fuck. If I can't be alive, I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want. What are you gonna do about it? And he just starts going off on rants.
That's not the end of the quote. In Turkey, I traveled to a black village where the darkest wizards live. One wizard who met me said, "There are spells on you." I was very confused because I'm a firm believer in God. And then there was like a pause. I saw this. There was a pause in the interview. He goes, "I am not a Muslim."
Okay.
Noted. You were just crazy.
Yeah. This guy went from me feeling really bad about it. Oh, he died. To maybe that's the idea, because technically, if you can't be you can be arrested, like you can be put in prison.
Yeah.
But you can't be like registered.
Yeah.
If you're not alive.
Yes.
So maybe that's his plan to just go crazy. So when they arrest him, they're like, he's dead though. We gotta give him something. They give him his identity back, and then they throw him right in the fucking slammer after that.
That's a good idea. I should just go to jail.
Honestly, because you have to go in. You have to be registered to go into jail. They have to put like stuff down to say you're in there.
Yeah.
Bryce is looking at his phone.
Yeah, I'm looking up things for the next bit because I'm actually done with this story.
Are you? Oh,
yeah.
I could talk about this for. Was the last quote?
The last line was, "I am not a Muslim."
So he's a dude who claims not to be a Muslim but is religious.
Yeah.
With curses on him by his hermaphrodite wife.
Yes.
Who aborted babies
like crazy.
And crazy.
Olympic sex.
Which
I want to figure out
over 100 dudes apparently.
What does he mean by Olympic sex? That sounds like impressive sex.
Honestly, when you said that, there's a joke from American Dad where Klaus, he has like a flashback and his girlfriend's fucking the bobsled team. So it's all the bobsled guys, but every time one of them says something, they all lean in one direction, like they're sledding.
Yeah.
That's why I imagine like, oh, it's guys in Olympic uniforms doing like call outs while they're fucking.
I forgot to do this in the beginning of the story. Hey, shout out to the YouTube channel. Okay, I have weird stories where I learned about this. And
learned about this fucking weird ass story.
Yeah, I love this story so much.
That's such a weird idea in my head because, you slowly told me things over time.
Yeah.
So the first thing I was like, oh, okay. First I pictured like a long line going into the building, and like every now and then another dude just walks the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then you said magic, and I'm like, okay, cool. And you said hermaphrodite. I'm like, so is her dick the wand, or does she have her own wand? You know,
I always think of there's an old joke I found on the internet a while ago. Mm-hmm. I was like, in the Harry Potter universe, they were probably like having sex in those schools, right? Everyone's living there.
There's actually I don't watch.
I saw a comment right that was like fetus deletus, and that's what they do their.
There's actually a joke about that, and I don't watch Harry Potter. I've never seen any of the Harry Potters, but I love watching videos where they go, have you seen this bit in this movie? Apparently, if you watch Harry Potter, like the credit scenes, one of the Harry Potters has I guess the credits have like footprints moving around. Yeah. And in one scene, there's these two footprints like facing each other, like in a corner. Yeah. It's like, what are those footprints doing as it just goes up through the credits? Well, either that or they're just like making out or something. But it's just so funny. It's like these two random footprints are just facing each other.
So, yeah, I'm a big fan of the Harry Potter stuff. So whenever I can just reference that and have no idea what it is, I'm cool about that.
I'd say the most I ever have for Harry Potter is stuff I've been told by like you and other people. Yeah. And robot chicken sketches. Because there's one where they do that and Harry wants to make his dick bigger. Yeah. So he calls what's the one with the red hair? The girl in the group. Hermione,
Ginny.
right? Jenny.
Ginny is with the red hair. Hermione.
No.
Hermione is like the one with like the fruitfully hair.
Yeah, it's red though, isn't it?
Not always.
Oh well. Anyways, I think it's her.
Yeah.
And he calls her because I guess she knows all the spells or something like that. She goes, oh yeah, you do this one. And then the girl walks back in. Harry does the spell. She goes, why do you have a vagina? and then it cuts back to Hermione just like reading her fucking book, looking all smug and shit.
Why do you have a vagina?
Yeah.
I found this on the floor.
So that's our first segment.
Yeah.
But we have a new segment.
Yeah.
Bryce did the most romantic thing in the world. He gave me the day off.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do shit for this podcast other than show up.
So by saying that, I have a list of segments here. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to have you choose one. Okay? So read through like the titles and like you grab the phone.
All these titles?
Yes. So don't read them out loud. So this is a new segment we're going to try to do. It's called The Time I Fucked Up, where it's a segment where I go into the Time I Fucked Up subreddit and I find stories of people telling stories of times they fucked up. And these are apparently true stories. So we're going to try to go through one of these and see how it goes.
Are we going to do more than one? Or are we going to?
I think if we do most of the time these stories go, we can do one, and that covers a lot.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick the one that...
you can click on whatever one you want.
I'm going to do this one because that's romantic.
Okay.
It's kind of...
Okay.
Shit, that's long. That's a long-ass story.
Just right here. It's about as long
Bryce,
as I usually type.
I don't like reading things that are longer than Dr. Seuss paragraphs. It's long.
So I had, if you're wondering, my girlfriend went and looked these up, and she got these... She filtered these out, so hopefully...
She was supposed to be in here doing photography for us.
No,
Bryce
that wasn't
kicked her
agreed
out.
upon.
That was agreed upon. And Bryce is like, no. He kicked her out on the most romantic day of the year. He's like, no, you sit in the living room like you're at a dentist office waiting to be seen.
So I'm going to read through this one. It's not that long.
You didn't explain what this is, actually. It's just a story.
Yeah, it's a story of somebody posted online of the time they fucked up.
The time they fucked up.
So I'm just going to jump right into this. I didn't read this before.
Yeah, no, you just had me picked it.
Yeah, I'm trusting that my girlfriend
found something funny.
Funny and is like, okay.
Okay, when are we ever okay on this show?
I don't know. So
exactly.
In 2013, this is first person perspective from this person. It's not me. So I'm just going to read them quote for word. In 2013, when I was on honeymoon with my wife in Switzerland, we were in Linterlaken in the evening and had come back from Lucerne, which is another city. After a day round trip via train. It was 6 p.m. and still a lot of the daylight available on that other part of the world. So I had a bright idea of just hopping in a random bus and doing some sightseeing, enjoying the natural beauty of Switzerland. We had a Swiss pass, so all transport was included. There were a few buses, and we sat in one of them. Bus was still in the bus station. After a few minutes I started to see plot holes in my plan. I realized I should ask the driver if there was a return bus from whatever Swiss Alp village this bus was going to. I asked my wife to wait in the bus and got down to ask the driver. English was not the driver's first language, and it was hard for me to make him understand my question. Meanwhile, I didn't realize that our bus's real driver had come, and he shut the doors and moved on. Just as the bus had moved, I realized what happened, and I started to run behind the bus, my wife inside. I thought the driver would stop the bus, but he didn't. I kept on running, full pace behind this bus, wondering why my wife is not asking him to stop. Almost a kilometer later, the bus stops, and my wife got out, and I met her outside, exhausted, running a sprint behind the bus. Later, my wife told me that the driver said that they are not allowed to stop at any other places except the marked bus stops, even when other passengers also request them to stop. Needless to say, my impromptu adventure ended there. We took the bus straight back to our hotel.
How long is a kilometer in American measurements?
It's just under a mile.
All right. That's not that far of a run.
Yeah, full sprint.
Why were you running full sprint?
he was losing his wife.
No, it's only no, but that's the thing. A mile, if it's a straight shot, a mile isn't that long. You would have noticed the bus stopping, and you're like, okay, calm down a little bit.
Well, if you're imagining like a straight road,
yeah,
but then you can see the next bus stop.
Exactly.
Switzerland is a lot of mountains.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's probably like up and around in a lot of other places.
Well, at least you got a good exercise.
So if you were in his perspective, you're like, the night's pretty young. Let's just go out a little bit looking around Switzerland. We were here, might as well look around a bit. Mm-hmm. You go on the bus. I don't know where this bus is going to go. We should probably see if we can get...
People do that in Florida all the fucking time. You'd be surprised how many people get on shit and don't know what it does or where it's going.
Yeah, if I saw this, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go see. Just ask someone. I got out and I start speaking. He doesn't understand what I'm saying. Like, turn around. The bus is just gone.
Do you think it's gone, or do you think you notice it leaving?
I think he saw. Well, I think he saw it leaving.
Okay,
it's a big old.
That's
bus.
the difference between gone and leaving. Gone is like, oh fuck, where did it go? Leaving is like, oh shit, there it goes.
I feel like I'm not in shape.
Mm-hmm.
I would run a little bit. I'm like, well, I have to get myself a new wife now, don't I?
Nah, this is 2013. First thing, I'm not in Switzerland. The story is, you said, what if you're in Switzerland?
Yeah.
I'd never be in fucking Switzerland. I don't know what's in Switzerland. I don't care what's in Switzerland.
Hey, Switzerland's nice.
That's nice. I don't want to go there.
They have pretty mountains.
They got mountains here. Anyways.
And not where we are.
Not where we are, but I can stay in America to go look at mountains.
Know what we have here? Gators. That's it.
Really amazing.
Yeah.
But second, this is 2013. The bus would have started going. I probably would have ran up to the bus stop.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw it wasn't stopping, like I would be like, wait.
Yeah.
As soon as it was stopping, I would have called, be like, so is the bus stopping? And then I would have just called, and then they were like, well, we'll meet each other later. I'll get on the next bus.
You call and she's like, sorry, I found a new husband. Like,
that's fine.
Well, I guess how this works.
I'm going back to America.
Putting spells on me.
Yeah, exactly. Spells on me. I know you're burying those fetuses behind the toilet.
I'm going to tell everyone about your fetuses in the toilet.
And they had Olympic sex.
It was great when I was doing it, but when you're having it with other people, oh no.
Bryce, I don't want to put this question.
You're gonna.
I'm about to ask you about your sex life here.
It's not as exciting as you think.
If I say, is it not Olympic sex? Do you think you'd be into it? I think I get worn out too easily. I'd be like, I'm done here.
I mean, I already hinted I'm not in shape. I'm eating a fry.
French fry? I'm not in shape.
I'm eating cold French fries as we speak.
They're lukewarm. They're decent.
The one I just had was cold, but I'm still eating. So yeah.
No.
I can't keep up.
Not.
If an Olympic athlete was like, hey, I want to have sex with you, I'm like, are you doing most of the work?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll lay here.
Because we both know you can last, like, energy-wise. Not like in sex, just like last energy-wise more than I can.
You walk in, it's a gymnast, the bed's missing, it's one of those balancing beams. and those little things you use to hold yourself up, the rings.
She's holding yourself up like,
let's do this. Me? Yeah. Nah, I'm good.
On the floor, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. I can't balance that well. I can't even balance on a bicycle.
I'll lay on the beam. And you just go for it. Oh, God.
And then, like, 4 more of them come in. And then, no. And
then it's a bobsled team.
It's a bobsled team. But not only that, the judges come in, they drag their table in with the little numbers so they can score you at the end. But, like, that wasn't very good.
You want to do another one?
You want to do another one?
Sure.
All right. I saw one that I liked.
You just choose the same one again?
No, it's this one. I'm trying to pick ones that involve relationships.
I saw my girlfriend on one of those.
Exactly. That's the one I just picked.
Awesome.
Bryce,
that's a short one.
It's not an awesome one because I read the topic. That's not an awesome one.
Okay, I didn't read the title of that last one.
I did.
I didn't. I didn't read it out loud.
Oh, okay.
The title of the last one was
Being Adventurous on My Honeymoon.
Yes, which sounds. It could be like, it might be like a sexy thing or whatever.
That's what I was going for.
This one involves a girlfriend.
Yeah, this one involves a girlfriend.
I made fun of my girlfriend's dead grandma a few hours after she found out.
Oof.
Big ol' ow.
Honestly, when I find out when people I know die, I tend to wait like a few hours, and then we start making jokes because it's like, oh, it's better to be happy than it is to be sad. So that's what I'm hoping happens in this story, and then she just doesn't think the jokes are funny.
Yeah, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read the first comment because that's also funny.
Okay.
So, my girlfriend's grandma just died today. She found out about 5 o'clock, and of course, I comforted her and tried to be as compassionate as possible. She got the night off of work due to it, and we decided a night in was well-deserved, so she played The Sims while I played Overwatch. About 5 hours later, I go onto YouTube and start watching TikToks and memes. But halfway through my fourth video, I saw one about a dude trying to see if sparks by unplugged. Try to see sparks by unplugging and plugging in a plug.
Okay.
So I turned her and asked, "Is this you?" This is where her face crinkled with anger and disappointment at how much of an idiot I am. She looked at me harder than any religious nut does at rock bands, and I slowly turn to look at my screen and see the rest of the meme is someone's grandma freaking out over their life support.
Shit.
I giggle, and then the realization hit me. I burst in hysterics because I didn't know how else to react in this momental fuck-up.
That's just, oof.
The first comment is, "My condolences." Oh, and to her grandma, too.
That's, oof.
That is the worst timing, I feel like.
Well, at least he didn't know it was a grandma joke.
Yeah.
He thought it was somebody playing with an outlet joke.
Yeah.
So, it's reasonable.
Have you ever said a joke of really bad timing you didn't know?
Didn't know?
Yeah.
No, I tend to know. Okay.
Found out afterwards?
There's three things. Because I like telling jokes, you know this, and I like telling dark jokes. There's clean jokes that I always get away with.
Yeah.
There's dark jokes that I know I can get away with.
Yeah.
And there's dark jokes that I know I can't get away with, but I say it anyways because it will make me laugh.
That's all that matters, man.
Exactly. That's what happened last episode.
God.
Because it was a joke that made me laugh.
We're not going to acknowledge that last episode. We're not going to acknowledge that last episode.
Yeah, we are. I will.
Okay.
Not right now.
Yeah, please don't.
But anyways, so I've never said a joke out loud that I've regretted because usually I can pull it around and make it funny.
I've never been in a situation where I've told a joke and the person got like mad at me. Well, that's a lie.
No,
I just remember the story that was a lie.
Different. Do you mean when you say mad? Do you mean like frustrated, like that wasn't funny, or do you mean like get the fuck out of my house type of mad? Because you've done jokes where
that wasn't
even
funny.
though I didn't like them,
Yeah.
they were funny. I just like that's a horrible joke.
Yeah.
type of deal. And I know I've done that with you where you're like that joke.
Yeah. So there was a time when I was in high school.
Of course.
We were laying out my front yard, just looking at the stars or whatever. Because I'm in rural Ohio, so
There ain't shit else to do. They don't have technology there.
exactly. I was out there. It was my senior year, and I was with a bunch of my friends just in the front yard. And I say now when somebody says something like a joke I don't like, or I think it's like, oh, I hate, like I think it's funny, but I'm like I think it's a really bad joke, so I say I hate you. I used to say, you should die in a house fire.
Damn.
Because I was a fucking high school kid with no empathy.
You're a mean person, bro.
Yeah. You ready for the rest of the story?
Did somebody die in a house fire?
So we were saying it on the front yard. Somebody does like that joke. I'm like, dude, just die in a house fire. And he looks at me. He's like, that's not funny, man. Then I realized, oh shit, last summer his house burned down. So I'm like, and I just went and laid back down. He's like, dude, like he's kept like ranting. Like, it's not funny, man. Like my house was on fire. And I'm like, And I was like,
but you didn't die in it, did you?
Well, you should have fucking died in that
Yeah,
fire.
exactly. Go back and jump in it, bitch.
You know what? I don't really appreciate you not dying in that house fire.
Honestly, though, the worst part about that is, Bryce,
Yeah?
you might have felt bad about it.
Yeah?
I probably would have leaned into that joke.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, like, yeah, I know. I tried to do it the first time I lived.
I'm looking at you. You failed, didn't it? You're a big old fuck up now,
Yeah,
aren't you?
exactly.
Oh, God.
You can't even die right.
All right,
I want to bury you in a vineyard field.
I'm going to go out of my way to do a tour of a vineyard and then sneak off with your body. I'm like Weekend at Bernie's you to get in.
You have like sunglasses on. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, I just remembered something I'm going to be doing later. Anyways, what you want me to pick another one?
We have time for one more. Sure.
Want one more?
Yeah.
All right, I have to read, so stall.
So
Don't read very long. I want this one.
okay,
This one's another relationship one.
cool.
Something about knowing boyfriends' names.
So this one's a little bit longer. It's not too much longer.
okay.
So, I you jump right into it. This one's,
Yeah,
this
go
one's
for it.
called
Just read it.
"The Time I Fucked Up by Now Knowing My Boyfriend's Name."
Yep. So I imagine this ain't gonna end well.
Yeah, I met my boyfriend through Bumble, September 2019, last year, and initially was just looking for a reserved hookup. I was not into the whole hookup through dating apps scene anymore, but just wanted to keep someone interested through sending, keep someone interested should the need arise. We hit it off, though, and started going out properly in November. Today, my boyfriend sent me a screenshot of his phone screen with the intention of showing his low cellular signal. Lo and behold, I saw that I was logged in his phone his address instead of I was logged in his phone as an address instead of a name. So naturally, I threw a fit.
Right.
I accused him of not quitting Bumble and had hundreds of girls in his contacts with just the address as names. Mm-hmm. I was going full psycho mode and was just literally fuming with disrespect.
Okay.
When everything calmed down, he made a show of changing my name on his phone and then, out of curiosity, asked what his name was. He was contemplating whether to put just my name or a pet name or with each other on his phone. Mm-hmm. I said, "Oh, your name is JB." And he was like, "Oh, I don't really go by JB. That's just initials, so I prefer you put my first name instead." That's when I realized I don't actually know his name. I don't know what J is for, much more than the B was his surname. I ended up confessing the whole thing, and another fight ensued because of how much crap I had thrown at him. When at least he knew my actual name. We were friends on Instagram, but haven't bothered at each other on Facebook, though. Come to think of it, we didn't mess each other over there. I think we're not going to last long. Yeah.
Bryce, how would you feel if someone if they didn't know your name?
I mean,
They'd be like, "Hey there, Bryce."
hey, Bruce.
Bruce, yeah, Bruce. Hi, Bruce. How you doing, Bruce?
I'm like, I honestly would be like, if it was something I was dating, I'm like, I would have been a little mad. I'm like, you don't. First of all, I think it was a joke because I'm me. I'm like, funny.
They keep
Whatever.
calling you like, "Yeah, it's real funny, Bruce."
I'm like, all right.
How you doing, Mr. Wayne? Mr. Banner?
I would think it was a joke at
Bruces.
first, but if it keeps
Mr.
happening,
Willis?
I'm like, do you actually know what my name is? I would more. I don't think I'd be mad because I don't get mad very easily. I think more like just making fun of them forever. I'm like, you don't know my name.
I'm not with relationships.
Yeah.
Like people who are like close to me, like family and stuff like that. I am horrible with names. Good with faces. I'm like, yeah, I know you. Or we met 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Horrible with names.
Yeah.
And that's why when we go to work and when we go out to places, and if I don't know someone's name, it's always like, "Hey man, what's
Same
up,
here.
dude?
Same thing here.
Hey hun, how you doing?" Like it'll just be shit like that the whole way. Cause I'm like, I don't know your name, but we've known each other. Like I'll be like, we've met for like the past 2 months. I should probably know it. I don't know it.
Same thing, but change months to years, and then it's the same thing.
I've done that with you at work, where like people have come up and they say, "Hey Derek, how you doing?" And I don't look at them. I go, they walk away. I go, "Bryce, who is that? Who am I talking to?"
People like, I'm going to work like, "Oh, hey Bryce, good luck at work today." I'm like, "Hey man, you too."
Having fun.
I see the same dude like every single day, and I still don't know his name.
You talking about the security guard? I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
he's super cool.
And he works at our post every day.
Yep,
And we go,
best.
"How you
Don't know who
doing?"
that guy is.
You got a name tag. I'm not looking at it though. What's your
Hey
name?
man,
Yeah.
you looking?
No, and the worst part
Good?
is if it's someone like that
Yeah.
that I feel bad about, like if I know them and they have a name tag
Yeah.
and they notice me look at it like, "Hey, John, how you doing?" And then, no, I've done that before where I've said it, I've looked at their name tag,
Yeah.
and then they look, "This isn't my name tag." I've had that shit happen to me before.
I feel like if they do that, my first thought was like, They fucking know I don't know their name. they're just messing with me right now.
I want to say that was Rebecca's boyfriend I did that with. Because it's actually Mitch, if I'm correct. It's Mitch, right?
I think it was by Michael.
Michael. And I think I think I called him like Jonathan or something like that. And he's like, "This is my name tag." I'm like, "Oh shit."
That's the one situation that actually was the case. Oh god. Hey, I think that's all we have for that segment.
Cool. Did it buy us enough time? How did this segment work?
I thought so. Hey guys, why don't you tweet at us at DYHAT Podcast, DYHAT Podcast. What you think about our new segment? If you like it, if you don't like it, if you have notes or anything like that, I want to hear some feedback on
Hashtag it. All right potatoes.
Oh god, let's not do that anymore.
We're doing all right potatoes. That's gonna be our tagline. We're gonna make t-shirts.
All right potatoes.
All right potatoes.
No, alt-right potatoes.
Nope. They're potatoes with very awful haircuts.
Oh god.
And they hate Jews.
I'm gonna change the subject to something much upbeat. Talking about beats.
I imagine. Okay, before
Young Walnut.
No, I want to talk about Hitler with a potato head. It's potato head, and he comes with little accessories, but they're all Nazi paraphernalia. Like he has little swastika armbands and shit. Talk
Young
about
Walnut.
it. No, he doesn't want to be associated with this. We have to run through the segment and then get to Young Walnut.
It says on the
He has different little mustaches.
Fine. It says on the toy, "Don't put in the oven."
Yeah. Here for all your Valentine's Day needs.
I hate me and you right now.
I love us right now.
Oh gosh. So that's the most important thing. Shout out to Young Walnut for using his music for intro and outro. You can find him on YouTube and SoundCloud. He is fantastic.
He probably hates us right now.
I feel like he's okay with it. We're
okay.
He makes meme stuff. We do a lot of memes on here, so it's fine.
Perfect.
Hopefully.
You'll find out when we're not allowed to use the song anymore. We have to get something new.
See us next week with our new intro and outro. I've talked about our Twitter. If you can also email us at diehatpodcast@gmail.com if you want to have us cover a story and we haven't covered yet. You can tweet at us or email us, whatever, and we'll give a shout out and we'll cover whatever story you want us to. You have anything else to say before we go into the final story?
Nah, I'm good.
Hey, Derek.
No.
Hey, Master of Love?
No.
I forgot about Dr. Love.
No.
I thought it was Dr. Love.
It's the other way.
Love Doctor.
Yeah, that's me. The Love Doctor.
Hey.
Can we get like saxophone music to put behind me?
I'll look into it. Probably not. But
No.
I'll look into it.
I'll do my own.
I'm going to put that noise behind every single time we say Love Doctor. And nobody's going to know until right now.
That's fine. That's so perfect.
Hey, Love Doctor.
What's up?
Did you hear about this? Have you heard about Lawrence of Arabia's first battle?
His first battle?
Yeah, his very first battle.
I imagine it's probably in the movies somewhere, but no.
This is the real Lawrence of Arabia.
Well, yeah, but the movie's based off him.
So when Lawrence of Arabia was riding into his first battle, he fired his rifle. He shot his own camel in the back of the head and fell off the ground.
I got him! Push! And he just fucking tumbles.
Oh, gosh. So, as the Love Doctor, do you have a steed you ride into battle?
A steed I ride into battle?
Yeah.
I ride a stallion that's fully erect.
Oh, God.
And I use this big horse dong as a fucking javelin to knock people over.
Charge and it rears and
Exactly.
knock out someone's face.